Yo, so
later.
I'm probably just gonna go home and eat some bananas. How about you?
Any ship that is
That's
on
cool.
the water,
I wonder
heading
like
to where?
when we're supposed to be recording and stuff.
We're actually filming.
Oh dear God! Spot.
Hello, and welcome to Channel 8 News at 6 o'clock. We've gotten fired by Channel 7 News, so that is why we have laptops and are not in our normal suits. So, anyways, good morning, I'm Mark Recomentich.
And I'm Troy Rixtons. The theme for today's newscast will be Malcolm X and his assassination.
That's absolutely correct. Malcolm X was a civil rights activist in the 1950s and 60s.
Wow, that makes him pretty old.
Alright. Anyways, originally born Malcolm Little on May 19th, 1925 in Omaha, Nebraska. Malcolm X was raised in the midst of racism. The Black Legion, a white supremacist organization, had threatened his family many times because Malcolm's father was a supporter of the black nationalist leader, Marcus Garvey.
The Black Legion had forced the Little family to relocate twice before Malcolm reached his 4th birthday. It is unsure how Malcolm's father died in 1931, but Malcolm was convinced that his father had been targeted and killed by the Ku Klux Klan, because just 2 years before, members of the Ku Klux Klan had arrived at the Little house carrying shotguns and threatened Malcolm's father.
I wonder how the entire Little family must have felt after all those threats against their lives.
Well, I'd imagine they didn't feel too good.
Of course they'd be.
Okay. Well, as Malcolm X was growing up, he decided to get revenge on the Ku Klux Klan and other supremacist groups by rallying support to quell white aggression by any means necessary.
After 8th grade, Malcolm X moved to Detroit and started a life of crime. He became known as the Detroit Red, and when he was 21, was sentenced to prison for burglary. It's here at prison where he encountered the teachings of Elijah Muhammad for the first time. When Malcolm was released, he changed his surname to X because he believed that Little was a slave name and he wanted to show his stolen identity.
What?
Can you actually listen for 2 minutes?
No, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
It won't happen again. I'm sorry. Oh my God! Wait, Andrew, why is that still in the script?
Well, who else is gonna write it?
Alright, I guess that's fair. Malcolm was appointed as the minister at Temple No. 7 in Harlem and spoke out of racism and self-defense. Malcolm became very popular and admired with not only the New York black community and other black communities alike, but also struck fear in the hearts of white supremacists. X then joined the black Muslims and was later suspended in December 1963 for stating that President John F. Kennedy's assassination amounted to the chickens coming home to roost.
After he was suspended, Malcolm X left the black Muslims and took a pilgrimage to Mecca. While he was there, X came across some Orthodox Muslims who preached the equality of races, causing him to abandon his past belief that whites are devils. When he returned to America, he changed his name again to Al-Hajj Malik El-Shabaj. Having made an enemy of the black Muslims, many attempts were had on the lives of himself and his family. After several attempts, the black Muslims were successful on February 21st, 1965.
Malcolm X was on stage in Manhattan's Audubon Ballroom when 3 gunmen attacked him on stage. X was shot 15 times at close range and was pronounced dead at the arrival at the Columbia Presbyterian Hospital in New York. His funeral was held on February 27, 1965, at the Faith Temple Church of God in Christ, in which more than 500 people attended. His closest friends had taken the shovels from the gravediggers and buried Malcolm themselves. Malcolm X forever rests in Hartsdale, New York, at the Ferncliff Cemetery.
Malcolm X was an astounding man. His efforts for civil rights had not only paved the way for other civil rights activists at the time, but also paved the way for future civil rights activists. X was not only an astonishing man, he was also an inspiring figure. He was so passionate about what he believed in and was murdered because of it.
Although not as well known, Malcolm X has had the same influence of Martin Luther King Jr. Although with different methods, both activists had one goal: the equality of their race.
Well, hope you had enjoyed this newscast on Malcolm X.
Join us next time when we do some other newscast against our will. Goodbye.
started our newscast?
We're filming.
Dear God.